Be sure to check out my latest book in the description below. It's how I pay for my ramen noodles. We have a brand new movie out based on building a tiny house from reused materials. And yes, year number 10, Tiny House Summer Camp 2023. The sign up page is up on relaxshacks.com. Oh, yeah, we have a hands on art and DIY workshop at my house coming up too. Check the description below. Back at it again. It's amazing how much stuff has been dumped here and how nasty this once natural space was. So a little quick backstory on this. What's up, Deke? Streets shall provide. My brother and I, Dustin, we bought some land in 29 Palms near Joshua Tree in California after doing a few tiny house workshops, art workshops out here, and fell in love with the area. Years back, found a parcel of land. It was dirt cheap. I won't tell you how much, but dirt cheap because it was a mess. What you're about to see now is no indication by any means of how terrible this piece of land was, how much stuff was dumped on it. Slowly, we've been getting rid of stuff, hauling it to one corner of the land, bringing it to a landfill, doing whatever we can to get rid of this stuff. But we found a lot of bizarre salvage pieces, some of which we've used in builds for a hip camp rental we now have in this property, in this Apocalypse Wow or Mad Max-esque slice of land. And the rest, like I said, stuff we've just had to haul away. But it's been kind of, while it's been a lot of work, it's been fun. And I want to walk around here and see what else we can find, because it's 5 acres, there's a lot to see. There's a lot I haven't seen myself as of yet. So this would be a weird desert, Mad Max style salvage pick, just to see what we can find. So join me. So here's a scan of the land, which still has a ways to go. And our little hip camp rental in the distance for glamping. Camp Apocalypse Wow. It's been a long process to clean up this, basically a dumping grounds for lazy, inconsiderate people. Here's a wind wall we built out of pallets. I don't have this cleaned up yet. This is a van. It's kind of a hangout, a camp here. Very private, like absolutely silent out here. But we're cleaning up a bunch of stuff additionally. And I figured I'd start to look for some cool salvage, weird desert items that have been left behind. There you go. Necessity is the mother of invention. Found this in the land. This is like a extension cord, a real thick gauge one. Piece of roofing I bent some sides on. We don't have a wheelbarrow, so all the small stuff that we can't haul from way over there beyond the tree goes in here, and we're dragging it over there just to consolidate everything into one space. By the way, here's the pile of the stuff we've moved and picked up off the land. Craziness. So lots of car stuff we keep finding, some of which on our initial trips turned out to be kind of valuable in terms of replacement parts on eBay. I don't know what this was to, the fleur-de-lis. I'm not a car guy, I'm sorry. This could be very simple and evident, like, you idiot, that's from a Pontiac fleur-de-lis. I don't think that existed, but let me know what this was from. Kind of cool. And I'm sure we'll find tons more car stuff here on the property. Lots of lava rocks, charcoal briquette, or whatever, for those little grills all over the place. It was, I think, kind of a makeshift RV camp once upon a time that was just slapped together, probably illegal. Who knows what went on here. And then later, as things fell apart, people started coming out here and privately and secretly just dumping stuff, because you'll find it in piles. What is this that's shiny here? Oh, something with copper strands. Part of a speaker? I don't know. There were a lot of speakers out here. That's why I'm guessing it could have been something like that. But again, you might know better than I. Bizarre. Definitely some old school glass in here. This almost looks like depression glass or uranium glass. Busted, unfortunately. Bunch of older looking jars. Not that old. What the heck is this? Oh, it's like, look at this. It's a cat, like a really decayed, creepy cat. Been sitting out here in the sun probably for 30, 40 years. Creepy. Nail salon finger spreader thing, I'm not sure Looks pretty old school, like 70s like, and a lot of the things we're finding here are seemingly from the 70s. Raking up some debris. The handle of the rake in the heat over time shrank, so the head keeps falling off this thing. And there's a wash that runs right through here, so every time it comes through, we're finding new stuff and cleaning up new stuff like this. All right, here's a random one. We found a lot of vehicle-related things in the property. This is like an old lighter, push and ignite lighter. And over here, an old ashtray, fully intact. Anything on it? Nope. Filthy, but kind of cool. Getting a bit windy. Lots of bird-related stuff out here. So someone at one point in time was into birds, figurines, tchotchkes. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure what this is. Another cigarette lighter thing, maybe. The stuff that's the very toughest to clean up is all the glass. A lot of it's auto glass. Here's just a mound of stuff. Clearly someone dumped this here in a pile from a pickup truck. Thanks a lot. Very, again, irresponsible. This is stuff that's the hardest to get rid of. Like I said, oh, look at this. That's kind of cool. Car light. Volkswagen? Nope. What does it say? Festiva. Nope. It says Toshiba on it. Kind of cool, but broken, but this goes in the giant trash mound way in the corner of the property where it's all relegated to one spot. Lots of little jars like this. I don't know if these were spice jars, but we keep finding these. And is this a Cadillac emblem, or was it? Kind of cool. I might save a couple of these in a pile because at some point I want to build some like salvage robot sculpturally, and these are things you could screw to it and just add little cool recognizable detritus pieces. That's kind of cool too. That was out here. Very 1970s. So a quick side note, I've been building robot tree houses and sculptures for about a decade or so now. I'm just really into it. This is one of the things we'll kind of mess with at the DIY workshop at my house that we have coming up. But we did visit Palm Springs, this place called Robo Lights. We have a video on that on my other Streets Shall Provide channel as well. Links all down below. But it was super inspiring. This artist took a bunch of waste, junk, trash, and made it into these bizarre sculptures that take over 2 acres in the heart of Palm Springs. That's something you will see in future episodes. And we're saving materials for that kind of thing. Okay, I need your expertise. This is clearly like a beer bottle melted by a fire from heat. There's a lot of this purple glass near here, maybe an ashtray, I'm not sure. Very thick. But near it was this blob. Now the butt of it looks like it's a glass like eggplant or something. Has this knob here. I don't know if it just coincidentally it looks like it was intentional like that. Well, it does have a hole that goes through it. Anyone know what that is? Hopefully not something R or X rated that I'm handling. It's just weird looking. It's like a purple eggplant. Kind of neat, actually. I might regret saying that if it turns out it is something X rated. Found exactly as is. Look at this mess. 2 pieces of a Craig tape cassette player, a pizza wheel, part of a vacuum. I don't know what this is. Caution. Oh, it's a fuel cap. Caution, open slowly. And a whole mess of like nuts and bolts over here, like just a ton of them. Now over here is where things get crazy. We're working on some projects in the land too, so I'm looking for some salvage that might be usable to repair our little privy, if you will. Like boards. Hey, look at these piles. Not in a good way. Of Homa soap, maybe. Just a crazy amount of stuff out here. Like, was this a cabin? Are people just dumping stuff here? There's an old RV. It's in piles again, so people clearly, to a certain extent, have been dumping. The Desert Trail mailbox. Oh man, family photos, look at that. Kind of crazy. Jewelry boxes. No, just family frames, photos. Tires, lumber. So much debris here, it's crazy. The desert just eats up wood, as you can see. It's so dry out here, it just doesn't last. Random sugar pot, maybe. Colonnade, Stamfordshire, England. It's actually still intact. Well, there's no lid to it. Look at this, like a Popeye baby spoon. Probably pretty old, because that's not really a popular character anymore. Dominoes. Lots of them. Gorilla stuffed animal. And a whole world of mess. So there's a little taste of how decrepit the land is and the future possibilities of it. At some point, we want someone with a tiny house to potentially rent and reside out there for very, very, very little money. But we have more videos on the way, on the land, on the things we're building, so be sure to stay tuned. Thank you and subscribe.